YouTubers, and we are now at season 5 of every episode of Regular Show reviewed. So yeah, I'm probably going to have people question this because I kind of feel like Pie Guy rules while saying this. Well, here's the thing. I'm not like Pie Guy rules. I do my own style when it comes to this. I live stream in order to do these kind of videos, which makes this kind of different from my previous thing I did before. I live stream Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and while doing that, I'm able to talk about regular show episodes, considering what season I'm in and what part I'm in also. Now, my Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links has to, update right now. It's like a problem. So, while on the subject, season 5, I don't know what to say about this season. It's actually kind of okay, but some episodes kind of make it to where it's kind of not tolerable to watch. The main reason being, love episodes. It's certainly no season 6, but season 5, when I get to it. Wait, I'm already at it. Oh, wait. I didn't get to see what dragon that was. Can anyone put in the comments right there what dragon that was? Because, I'm not going to talk about regular show until, this Yu-Gi-Oh! Thing starts, and, okay. So, that's loading, and, let me talk about Laundry Woes. I think that's how you say it. I just want to do the Crash Bandicoot whoa meme in there because it does kind of sound like Laundry Woes, or just however you pronounce it. So this is a follow-up to the season 4 finale, Stake Me Amadeus, where Mordecai is once again in a deep depression, but this time it lasts longer. He's unable to do stuff. He's like in his room with feathers and everything, like his feathers are ruffled up, not taking a shower, and even though he's outside and active, he's, like, unable to do stuff because there are, like, couples everywhere, even Muscleman and Starler are, like, walking around. Like, it just goes to the point where his friends are sick and tired of it. They want to get him to be outside and do stuff, go bowling, and, cheer him up. So, yeah. Who knew Mordecai would shave? I mean, I didn't know he would shave. I thought he was just... Okay. It's better not to question it. You're going to hear me say that a lot. It's better not to question it because it's better to leave it alone and just let the episodes tell its own story. So, yeah. Mordecai's back to normal, and then I think they're at the laundromat putting some clothes away, and then he notices that Margaret left her pink sweater somewhere, and he sniffs it and then has a memory of all the times he had with Margaret. Since when did Mordecai have a nose? I know it's a beak, but are there nostrils in the beak? I guess probably so, because how can Mordecai sniff? And how does Changing Quilt will do that when he exhales? Alright, so this episode just goes to boring to just mean-spirited. I really don't like this episode. Because, basically, yes, I can tell that Mordecai does borrow Muscleman's car, and he's on his way to the place that Margaret is at. But, while I'm on the subject, he's being all rude about it. I don't like how Mordecai is treating Rigby. I mean, I could tell that he's trying to give it back to Margaret, and then Rigby's kind of being all mean about it. But Mordecai, he didn't even sleep a wink. He was, like, driving all the way straight. And, sorry, background noise. You know what's the worst part about this? The worst part of this episode and all that stuff?
Good morning.
Morning. I'm streaming right now?
Okay, I just said good morning.
Okay, good morning.
Tell your friend I said good morning, Drew.
My mommy said good morning.
It's time to do.
It's
my turn.
Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah. What was the worst thing that Mordecai did in this episode? He pushes Rigby out of the car! Why would he do that? I mean, I understand Rigby was being like a jerk, but this beats its time. I mean, he doesn't kill him, he just literally kicks Rigby out of the car. Like, it's so mean-spirited. And this is Mordecai we're talking about. Mordecai! I kind of messed up right there because, I'm sorry, it's just hard for me to do this. Because this episode is just so bad, it's kind of making me unaware of doing this. So yeah, Margaret's sweater comes to life, and then she's like telling him all this stuff, and then he realizes that Rigby was right, he has to get over Margaret. So instead of giving it back to her, he just throws it in the trash. Because he thinks that Margaret's moved on. You might want to think that she wanted that sweater back, Mordecai. I don't know, if she finds it in the trash, she's just gonna get upset at you, or something like that. So yeah, the episode does end with Mordecai apologizing to Rigby, saying that he did go a little too far, and yeah, most of man's car is now also damaged. This episode is garbage. I don't like this episode. I mean, it's very mean-spirited. Mordecai's out of character. I mean, I know that Mordecai is just distraught because Margaret's not there anymore, but that doesn't give him any right to push his friend out of the car. That is just messed up. It's an irregular episode. And this is really heartbreaking because this is the first episode of the season. Season 5. That's not a good way to start off a season. Never in my entire life had I had to give any of the early seasons irregular ratings. Season 1 was a good rating. Season 2 was a good rating. Season 3, good rating. Season 4, good rating. Season 5, irregular. All the episodes in the seasons 1 to 4, are all good episodes. At least the first episode of each season are good. But this one was just bad. Terrible. I didn't like this episode. It's just a disgrace. So, now with that out of the way, let's see if the next episode will improve. Silver Dude. So yeah, this episode starts off with flashbacks of Mordecai and Rigby, like, very little, playing some kind of zombie game, Zombie Fighters, or no, Zombies Return. Yeah, that's what it's called. So they play this thing ever since they were little kids, and they grew up with each sequel. Towlers, it's 1. 2, it's middle schoolers. Then 3, it's teenagers, like high school. Now, Zombies Return 4 comes out when they're adults. And they want to get the money to buy it, and though Benson says that they're unable to do so because, you know, Benson doesn't like video games. So they try to rap to get money to buy the game. And so, there's a silver dude that's trying to try to gain popularity and do his own kind of rap as well. So it goes so far where, the people think that Mordecai and Rigby are ripping off the silver dude when he, in reality, is actually doing that. So there's this god of street performing that is going to decide which one's the best one, and yeah, Mordecai and Rigby do an awesome rap and beat the silver dude. So yeah, I think they do get the game, but now that street performer dude is over at the house too, doing some splits. Yes, it's a good episode. It's better than Laundry Woes. But let's get to the next one, Benson's car. Now, about Benson's car, I think, because, Rigby just ate, like, 6 bags of chips and he's fighting over the remote with Mordecai, they accidentally destroyed Benson's windshield. And, like, there's, like, dramatic music playing because Rigby's like, I never got my chips. And then after that, he does this face. So now Mordecai and Rigby have to fix it without getting caught by Benson. Yeah, Benson isn't, like, aware of this, but Muscle Man, he notices the damages, and, like, he's, like, all rowdy about it. He's, like, going, woo! Like, oh my gosh, this is so random, and he's eating chips while using a metal detector. I don't know. He says he knows a guy that'll fix it, because actually, the first part, they try to take it to the auto shop guy, but he's unaware to help them. He's unable to. Like, he helped them get a new limo for Mr. Mailer, but he can't help them with Benson's car? I don't understand. That episode kind of, for me, it just kind of destroys the whole mood. It's just kind of, black and white. But yeah, they do give it to that guy the Muscle Man talked about. And that guy, I think there's another part in this episode where Benson hires this guy. Well, I think he knows about the damages of the car, but he doesn't know who did it. He hires Jack, this hitman, to go after the guy who did this. And so he's like going places and even goes to that auto shop part to where the guy is, the shop, and he does describe Mordecai Rigby. He does say something about little on the pointy side. Let's just say Jack, he's terrible at drawing. That does not look like Mordecai Rigby. Though Vicky, his machine, knows who they are. Like, what is she, a Pokedex? She like scans the drawing and she says identities identified and she says Mordecai and Rigby. How does she know who Mordecai and Rigby are? Are they Pokemon? Did she scan them like she's a Pokedex? Like, she doesn't give them... I mean, it's not kind of like a Pokedex because it doesn't give out specific information. It's kind of like, Mordecai and Rigby, the slacker Pokemon. Specific information about these Pokemon are still unavailable. Because you just scanned them. So yeah, he calls the coffin shop because I think he's going to kill them. I mean, he did say that Benson said he could do whatever he wants with those criminals, whoever broke the windshield. So yeah, Mordecai Rigby fessed up to Benson that they were the ones who did it, and then Benson's like upset, but then Jack is like going all crazy out there, and then he says that Benson does know who Mordecai and Rigby are. They're his employees, and that he already knows everything, and all he wants is his car, and it's back there. The windshield is fixed because of the guy, because it took him an hour to fix it. And so, yeah, he's still... Jack does say that he will stop, but Vicky, being the machine, is like all systems... something like that. Like, he's unable to stop it. So the missile launches, but then it destroys his car. Benson's car. And so, yeah, the police almost arrest Jack, but then he just, I don't know, somersaults out of there. So, yeah. So, even though Benson did save Mordecai and Rigby, he didn't let them off the hook. He instead says that their bus fee, they're gonna pay for all of it. So, yeah, that's the episode. It's odd. Let me say it's odd. It's a so-okay episode. Yeah, it's okay. I don't think it's good or bad. It's just, it's kind of funny because, with Mordecai and Rigby fighting over the remote, and then they accidentally damage Benson's windshield, and then all this stuff going on from Muscle Man being all rowdy about it. Like, I don't know, it's just like, you show me the damages or I'm telling Benson. I don't know, it's just, this episode's just laughable, but at the same time, it's not. It's just kind of mean-spirited and a little bit distasteful. I'm sorry to those who like this episode. But, oh no. Oh no. No! Do I really need to talk about this one? The one that I said is an irregular episode? It's so bad. Oh, why? Every meat burritos. No! Why do I have to talk about this? Oh yeah, every episode of Regular Show. So yeah, the plot of this episode is Mordecai Rigby, Muscle Man, and High Five Ghost want to get burritos with every single type of meat in it. To me, that's just, okay, every meat burritos, that alone sounds like cannibalism in Regular Show. So all throughout the episode, that's their main goal. They just want to get burritos with every single type of meat in it. There's nothing special. It's just a generic episode. Like it's just confusing. I don't get it. I mean, so yeah, they're watching some kind of karate movie that references, I don't know, Bruce Lee. And then their stomachs growl, and yeah, it just leads to like a Jim Bros burrito commercial where they advertise their every meat burrito, and they say it's every meat. So yeah, they do list off all the ingredients and more. So I think there's more than what is added right there. And so literally after that, they go to the Jim Bros drive-thru to go get their burritos. But the guy over at that place says no car, no service. So yeah, Rigby's like, but we're in a car. But then the guy's like, a car, huh? Then where are the doors? And then you got Mordecai saying, but that car doesn't have any doors. And I don't have to explain who makes a cameo. I'm just gonna show like right here that two people make a cameo, and it's these two. I'm like, how? Wait, what was there? Sorry, it's a screenshot. I took it, so I'm just gonna zoom right here. Like, okay, so does the jungle car count? I see doors, but how are they gonna get out? You know the drill. Do you see who was in there eating those every meat burritos? It's Chad and Jeremy. How did they get there? Like, I don't know. I don't understand. What was their point? What is the point with the Jeremy cameo and Chad? I mean, the first time I saw this, I was like ecstatic. I'm like, oh my gosh, Jeremy's back. And Chad, they're like sitting in that car eating burritos, and they're making chewing sounds, which are adorable. But here's some things that don't work. 1, how did they find out about the commercial? 2, did Chad and Jeremy get there before Mordecai and the others? And 3, where did they get the jungle car? Did they just purchase it with their money? 4th, the character design's a little bit off. 5th, well, I do think that I like Jeremy back. I just can't stand that design he has. And 6th, that face is atrocious. You've heard me complain a lot about the Jeremy cameo, but out of everything shown right here, it's Jeremy that has the biggest negative. Jeremy, people. The guy, Jeremy, the character replaced, has a big negative in this episode. He's one of the things I don't like. And this is sad. This is Jeremy we're talking about. Jeremy, people. Marshmallow Head. Looks like Zapdos and Delibird from Pokemon. Roger Craig Smith, character, has a negative. But still, I just don't get it. And also, 7th, why Chad and Jeremy? Why did JJ Quintel or whoever wrote this episode put Chad and Jeremy in here as a freaking cameo? Did JJ Quintel just get my message on Twitter saying, I miss Chad and Jeremy, could you bring them back in an episode? I didn't mean bring them back like this. Bring them back in an episode where they're actually featured and part of. Not just a 2-second cameo where they're just eating their lunch. I suppose Jeremy wanted to get that because he couldn't eat it in front of Ione and Shelby because they're vegetarians. I think maybe Ione is like unaware of this, but I just see this because of after I wrote Jeremy the movie, okay? I would think Ione's in the back of the truck right there sleeping, not watching Jeremy eat his lunch because she knows it's ever meat burritos. Could he at least ask her for like a vegetarian meal, or did he just go get the lunch for himself and Chad? Like, it's just how I see it. So, yeah, just this cameo alone makes this episode bad. And also, possum is an ingredient in every meat burritos, and Chad eats it along with Jeremy. Like, why is Jeremy doing that? He knows possum is an ingredient. He knows it's his best friend's kind. Why? Why on earth is he eating it? Did he, like, get another flavor or something? Or is it not in every meat burrito? Or what? It's just, they don't have any dialogue. They're just sitting there. Their only dialogue is, like, just chewing sounds. That's all they're doing. Nothing else. I mean, nothing is different. Except that I don't know how they get there. Jeremy looks worse than fan art about him, at least how you see it. His face is atrocious. Chad is eating his own kind. Like, this cameo alone destroys Ever Meat Burritos. And that's like 2 seconds of the episode, and I'm already hating this episode. But overall, even though that cameo is atrocious, the episode is so boring. Outside of Mordecai, Rigby, Muscle Man, and High Five Ghost asking for rides, they managed to actually get a wrecked up one at a place where Low Five Ghost, works. Okay, so there's another Roger Craig Smith character in here? I mean, what's the deal? He's got dialogue and he's talking. Why, Sarah and Owen, why are the Roger Craig Smith characters in this episode? First Chad and Jeremy, now Low Five Ghost. Yeah, so they do get the burritos. However, they're all out of llama, so they have, like, smoked alpaca in there. Okay, so it's not really Ever Meat Burritos. You just ran out of meat. Sorry.
You're loud.
Sorry! Jeez, I just...
Lower it, okay?
Okay! Sorry about that. I think I kind of lost it right there when I was talking about that cameo. So, with this episode, there's this guy who, I think before, used this car to rob a bank, and now he's, like, inside the car that they're using. It's, like, all confusing, and, yeah, they do that, worst movie death parody sort of thing, where that guy's getting punched in the face a lot. Yeah, he gets arrested, but, they finally get the burritos, they finally eat it, and then the episode ends with Rigby saying, tastes like chicken. Okay, so Ever Meat Burritos are just made of chicken, or is meat, all meat, tastes like chicken? I don't understand. This episode is just the worst, okay? I don't like this episode. It's just generic. The plot is just unengaging. The drive-through sequence was just horrible. Jeremy was bad, and the whole plot in general is just boring. It's just, oh my gosh. If it's not the boring plot, or if it's not Ever Meat Burritos, like, that alone, I mean, come on, Ever Meat Burritos, like, every single type of meat in it, it's still disgusting and it's terrible. And I thought that the Bacon Insider from Jack in the Box was bad. That jingle alone, this episode beats it. Now I don't think that the jingle for the Bacon Insider is actually really effective. I would rather watch that jingle rather than to watch 11 minutes of this boring plot, cannibalism, every single type of meat in it, the cameo, Jeremy's face, everything. This episode is just bad, okay? It's just terrible. It's just, also, what happened to them? They're like shown for 2 seconds, and then when those guys actually get them, they're gone. Did they just finish their lunch break or something? I don't know. It's just, they're just there, but then they're not. Admittedly, I will admit that their car is shown, like, in the back when the golf cart is coming, but still, it just doesn't count. And also, how the hell are they gonna get out of there? There's no door handles. Are they just gonna, like, jump out of there or just climb out? There's no consistency in all of this. Whether or not they decided to get this car. I know I'm kind of talking about this because Ever Meat Burritos, the worst thing about this episode are these two. And this is odd because they're people I like given a role that is just not worth it. I mean, I'm just saying, was it even worth it to bring them back? But like this, no. I'm like, no. No, it's not. I'm sorry. This episode just doesn't work. Even if you cut out that atrocious Jeremy and his friend Chad eating possum meat in the burritos, you're still gonna get a bland episode. Just, even if you cut out Chad and Jeremy, it's just gonna be, bland. There was no point for them to be in there as background characters. And if you think that Ever Meat Burritos is bad, then you haven't seen Wall Buddy. I'm gonna have to get out of this, because if I keep looking at that Jeremy face, I'm gonna get nightmares, because this guy Okay, I gotta talk about Jeremy Cameo a little bit more now on full screen. Oh. He is a worst fear, okay? I do not like this Jeremy Cameo. I don't like it. It's just so horrendous to see. And I even have to do, like, during the truth or something about Chad and Jeremy I did back in 2016 about this Jeremy Cameo, because my opinion hasn't changed. Nothing I like about this Jeremy Cameo works. Every time I see headlines or just put images of replaced in Every Meat Burritos where spiky hair didn't belong, I'm like, I don't care! Enough is enough! As you could tell from that video, you could see in plain and black right there that it would say Jeremy, and then in the cameo it says not Jeremy, because it's basically not Jeremy at all. I was like a little bit overboard when I said stuff like that, but people are constantly saying, oh Menchie, that is Jeremy. Do you have any idea what you're looking at? What are you talking about? I can understand. It's season 5. It's new animation. It's a new quality. But you can't obviously tell me that this guy right here is Jeremy. Because that's not Jeremy at all. I would think this is this dog who broke out of jail that tried to transform into Jeremy, or it's Ditto from Pokemon that transformed into a poorly made Jeremy. Except it doesn't have that face. At least the Ditto face is tolerable, but this Jeremy, no, it's not. I'm just, I'm done, okay? I'm done with this episode. It doesn't get the message right. It's just cannibalism. It's just bad in general. And how did this get to TV? I don't know. And it's surprising how this thing lasted on reruns. But every time it gets to this point, I literally look away from the Jeremy Cameo because I'm like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to look at them. I don't want to look at him. That's not Jeremy. That's not Jeremy. That's not him. That's not him at all. Even videos I do on YouTube where I'm talking about the Jeremy Cameo, my opinion hasn't changed. He's not a minor backlash. He is just, his face alone beats, that boy eating Oreos in that Oreo cookie commercial, or that person covered in ice cream in that little baby's ice cream commercial. You think that face is bad? You haven't seen this. This Jeremy right there. It's like he's literally staring at you. Like, what is he looking at? Oh my gosh. That is not him at all. I'm done, okay? The more I look at this Jeremy, the more Jeremy's going to become more of a worst fear. If I keep staying on this Jeremy Cameo, he's gonna beat Mortal Kombat arcade version PlayStation at number 1. Mortal Kombat. He's gonna beat that. A gory game with no resemblance to Tekken, except it's a fighting game, except it's got all demons. He's gonna beat Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat 3. Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Mortal Kombat 4. All those MK arcade classics. Jeremy Cameo is gonna beat all of them if I stay on this thing. I'm done with you, man. Get out! I am very lucky and I'm glad that I have replaced Jeremy as my wallpaper. I mean, you can even tell by the collage I have of Jeremy. Get out! Like, right here, you don't see a single cameo. He's absent. I know I got like the best Jeremys, but no more. I'm done with everybody else. Don't see this episode. Okay, you need to watch every episode. So, if you want to watch this episode, despite all I said about it, then it's your choice. Go watch it. But if you see a Jeremy Cameo, do yourself a solid. Look the other way. But if you do want to see how bad this Jeremy Cameo is, then brace yourself. Be brave. Be strong! If you like the Jeremy cameo, whoever's seen it, then good for you. He's just not for me. I just prefer his marshmallow head, not the hot dog head that Sarah and Owen gave him. Alright, no more. I'm done. So, Wall Buddy. As if I haven't suffered enough irregular episodes. You already know Every Meat Burritos is irregular. This one is too, Wall Buddy. I hate Wall Buddy. Rigby is just being a jerk to Mordecai. He doesn't want to clean his own room. It's just... And I thought that this episode would be better than Every Meat Burritos. No, I do like the chimichanga wrap. But the thought of Benson saying that their room is a biohazard kind of screams out, irregular! So yeah, Rigby's just stalling, and he just sees a thing on TV about Wall Buddy that separates garbage and puts it on the other side of the room. He even does it to poor Mordecai. Like, I don't understand. Mordecai just tells Rigby to just clean his room. He's not being rude to him. He's just saying, just quit being a slob and clean it up. Though he does leave Rigby alone. I do hate what he does, Rigby. He puts most of the garbage in Mordecai's bed. And, yeah, I do understand that Mordecai kind of threw Rigby under the bus because that is his mess too. But I do wish that they should have cleaned it up together, but you gotta have Rigby being all mean-spirited and junk, so yeah, it's just bad, it's terrible, it's disgrace. I will admit there is only one thing I like about this episode is Thomas sitting and watching TV and the Wall Buddy surround Rigby. No, Wall Buddy surround Mordecai. I remember me and my best friend Holly Ann Denny did this in high school. Like, we were doing the Wall Buddy thing because even though we thought the episode wasn't kind of good, that was like our favorite part in the episode, reenacting that part, but everything else, no. I mean, I am kind of surprised that they kind of do make it a little bit heartwarming, where Rigby did read something, and then Mordecai's like, you read something? I'm proud of you, man. It's forced. It doesn't work. Yeah, Rigby has ordered stuff online, like the Brain Max and that, Playco Arm Boy and that flex machine that got him to do the one pull-up. But I would have given this episode a okay if it wasn't for the ending. Yeah, the Wall Buddy is fixed, but now the park is completely damaged. Mordecai and Rigby throw themselves over the bus. What the? Extreme alert, more flash flooding possible. Montecito Carp leave debris flow areas now. Go to high ground. Ah! Extreme alerts in my stream of regular show. Curses! I should have ended this. Mom, did you just get the message?
What?
There's a flood warning in, I think, Montecito?
Montecito.
Yeah, go to high ground.
That's not here.
Then why did I just get a...
Because it's just Santa Barbara County. It's just an alert for everybody to know, that's all.
Yeah, well, that just interrupted my stream, and that loud noise just got to my ears.
But you need to be quiet. I can hear
I
you
understand.
all the way in the bathroom.
I know.
I was like, I was trying to give you a break, Minchie, but you have to lower your voice.
Sorry.
There's another child in the other, your brother.
I know that. I'm gonna end it right now. It's just bad enough that I got that warning.
I know, I get it too.
But why did it have to be so loud? It happened this morning too at 3 a.m. That woke me up.
Too. I know. It's just a warning. It's not here. It's just
Oh.
where all those fires were at. They're just afraid of flood warnings. They're afraid of the mudslides and stuff. They actually evacuated a lot of those people the other day because of the mudslides coming. Because they're afraid of all the burnt areas that it's gonna, there's gonna be mudslides.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. If it affects us, believe me, ours will come across the TV. If it's us.
I'm probably just gonna end the stream right here. It's an irregular episode. Wall Buddy. I don't know if I want to talk about the rest of the episodes, but for skips in time, it's a good episode because they try to help the past Skips get back to his past time, and we do see Mordecai and Rigby in high school in a flashback, but that's literally just about it. Survival skills, it's irregular because basically all they were doing was they had to go get tortillas and they get lost in the forest because they didn't get tortillas for Benson, so it's their own fault. There's no point in talking about it because it's just a boring, bland episode. But Every Meat Burritos is more worse than that. Terror Tales of the Park, the stories that both Rigby, I think also Muscleman, and Benson tell. I think I kind of like Rigby's. I don't know why, but Killer Bed is probably one of my favorites. The Jacked Up Jack-O-Lantern's kind of okay. I mean, it's kind of funny that, they do destroy pumpkins, and this pumpkin's king's wife or something, and then he kind of takes revenge and turns them all into pumpkins and then sells them, like, in multiple clones. And then Benson's story about Jebediah Townhouse, a little bit rowdy, but I kind of tolerated it. So yeah, they're both good parts. I gotta keep my voice lowered down because I don't want to make too much noise. That's the second time my mommy came in here. Okay, Tants. What can I say about Tants? It's a boring, bland episode. I'm sorry. Tants is just... I could tell it's a pants that has a table, but it just gets so boring. They accidentally lend it to Muscle Man that it's broken, and then they try to... No. It's messed up. Like, he borrows it for a date, and then they put it in the washing machine. It destroys it, so now they gotta make new Tants. Eileen comes to help, and then it looks like they're counterfeiting and making bootleg Tants because of this guy who does a Ratchet and Clank Going Commando kind of scene where he looks large, but he's actually small, but Mordecai Rigby looked the other way, and then, Eileen's like, it's okay, he's still wearing pants, he's a dwarf, and he's like, if these bootleg Tants come out, then we're gonna probably lose our business, or something like that. So yeah, they do come clean when they say that they're sorry for making those bootleg Tants, and, Pop says that the lengths that they went through to get those Tants and bootlegging them, even though they were broken, it's true friendship. So yeah, the bootleg, Tants get destroyed, and they're given real Tants. So yeah, I kind of feel like they did get it replaced, so I feel like that's kind of good. But either way, no, it's just an irregular episode. I don't like this. Bank Shot. This episode gets a lot of hate, and I don't know why, because Rigby makes this bet to this basketball guy, and it's not the god of basketball, it's some guy wearing a hoodie, and black pants! It's not Jeremy, it's a human with a basketball hoop. So Rigby seeks advice from Dawn, and after that, they do some training together, and then the god of basketball does come back, and it's just good, I'm sorry. I really like this episode. Rigby does say that he doesn't want to lose this excellent hat because he almost died because of it. And if he loses, he's going to have to give up the hat. So, yeah, he wins. And it's kind of odd with this basketball that he threw before. It didn't just miss the hoop. It kind of went on a journey. And then made a basketball of its own. And then actually made it inside the hoop, which makes him win. I don't know. I just like it. It's really good. Now, Power Tower. Oh, the horror! My eyes! My eyes! When I first saw this, J.J. Quinzel said it was a broadcast error, but I think this episode, with its bright colors on its first airing, beats the Pokemon Epileptic Seizure Syndrome of Electric Soldier Porygon. Yeah. At least you could say in that Pokemon episode, it only lasts for, I think, about 4 seconds. But the entire broadcast of Power Tower was just so painful. Like, ow! So yeah, they just do ping pong or something like that. And then I think Muscle Man has this rival. And then he has this flashback of being some kind of model, being all muscular and everything. Back when his dad was alive. All, like, the flexing and everything. Like, to the eyes, seeing Mordecai all brightly colored like an Articuno with no alteration. Ow, my eyes. You people who have seen the broadcasting premiere of this episode also might have gotten bad eye pain because of it. Because, yeah, it's very painful to the eyes. Unforgiving. So, they did rebroadcast this without the technological error. Still, that's not enough to redeem its broadcast premiere. What do I think about it now? It's okay. It's not good, it's not great, but I just think it's a okay episode. I would have given it pointers if they actually did it in the actual broadcasting format, rather than this blinding eye Pokemon seizure-inducing animation, which beats Electric Soldier Porygon with its missiles. Yeah, you know that episode where Pikachu uses Thunderbolt on these missiles, and then it gets all colory and everything, like flashing lights? That only lasts for a few seconds, but the broadcast of Power Tower, unforgivable. Okay. I just hoped and prayed that the next episode would be better than the seizure-inducing one of Power Tower, that being the Thanksgiving special. Yeah, Mordecai and Rigby ruined Thanksgiving, they need to go get a new turkey, while the others kind of face obstacles of their own, pilgrims, and etc. So yeah, this kind of feels like a boring, bland episode, but no, it climbs back on top, where they try to come up with the rap of their own. They're kind of beaten by some other people with this guy, some Bookner guy from Bookmart, who is honestly the regular show version of Donald Trump. You see it, and he even acts like Donald Trump too, and he is my most hated character ever on regular show. I hate this guy. The guy that looks like Donald Trump, he is just so mean. I do like the part where he does use characters from other episodes, like, you see For Armageddon, you see Carter Briggs, you see the Sensei guy, you see RGB2, you see, like, I think also there's some guest singers, and their singing is amazing. Chewing on Freedom is their song. I'm sorry, it sounds really good, but What Are You Thankful For, sung by Mordecai and Rigby, beats it. It talks all about Thanksgiving, what it's really all about, and it's just likable. I love this. And I knew it, they were gonna win, so yeah, after they almost get this turkey, which is the legendary turducken, that's what it is, a turkey, a chicken, and a duck. That's currently what it is, to feed a whole family. So, yeah, I will say that there is a part in the episode where, Thomas does say that their parents won't show up because their flights were declined. They're still able to sing this really good song, but then the turducken gets bird napped by that Donald Trump guy, the regular show Donald Trump guy, and he says that there's actually a golden wishbone that actually grants wishes. So everybody watches it broadcast on TV. So everyone, even the pilgrims, join in. Everybody. The ones who they've confronted now become friends, and then they go help them in their, help Mordecai and Rigby get the turducken back. So yeah, I will admit Spoon Boney makes an appearance in this episode, the kind of gag that's going on. So yeah, they do get the turducken, and they do get the, Thanksgiving, actually, whoa, Roger Craig Smith tweeted something? No, I'm kind of stuck. They don't get the turducken, but they do get the golden wishbone, which the Donald Trump guy has spoons instead of the bone, and he crashes into some kind of mountain and his blimp. So Mordecai and Rigby make the wish by saying that we wish to be home with our friends and family. So yeah, they do get back. So yeah, Thomas does say that he did check the wrong schedule for the plane. So yeah, they get upset at him, and then we see Mordecai and Rigby's parents. They're birds, and then Rigby's parents are raccoons. So yeah, someone, I think Thomas's mom, prepared turkey, so I guess the turducken wasn't, I still wish the turducken did make it, though. So yeah, Bezin gives off a really good speech and talks about Mordecai and Rigby, and that if it wasn't for them, the Thanksgiving would have been a bust. And then everyone starts to eat their meals. Thomas is free from his costume because in Terror Tales of the Park 3, he told a horrible story, and he had to wear it until Thanksgiving dinner. He's free from that costume, so it's a good episode. Much better than the seizure-inducing Power Tower premiere, for sure. I'm gonna go end it off right here, because, I just don't want to do it anymore. I might get loud, so stay tuned for when I talk about part 2. and we get to episodes that are good, episodes that are okay, and some that are irregular. Which are those? Stay tuned.